Evolve, the fast-paced, asymmetrical first-person shooter coming from Turtle Rock Studios, who previously brought you Left 4 Dead. Over the course of the weekend, I got a chance to try out the beta for this brand new title, and I've collated together my thoughts and impressions of the pre-launch build. So, here is everything you need to know about Evolve. We'll start with the basics. The game pits 4 hunters against one monolithic monster in a large arena-style map to let chaos ensue. The hunters consist of 4 classes: the medic, the trapper, the support, and the assault. All 4 classes benefit from having vastly different roles from each other, and by being absolutely vital to the success of the entire team. The medic, for example, this guy goes down and you're in trouble. The medic is in charge of healing the rest of the team and marking the monster at long ranges.
There it is. Out of range. At least we know where it is.
The trapper is another vital component of the team. They are in charge of ensuring that when the team catches up to the monster, it stays put by using a variety of gadgets such as a small deployable bubble arena and harpoon traps that prevent the monster from escaping into the wilderness. This becomes a potential weakness of Evolve. A poor matchmaking system could end up grouping together inexperienced players with veterans, which would cause monumental irritants for other members of the team. Luckily, Evolve seems to be on top of that issue, as throughout my extensive playtime I never really encountered any discrepancies with the level of characters I was playing with. The use of detailed tutorial cutscenes in the loading screens for new players also helps to inhibit the amount of low-skill players out there by best using their time to train them in the arts of their class.
The trank rifle will slow the monster and highlight its location for a short amount of time.
Actually, the matchmaking features of Evolve are one of its strongest points. It grants players the ability to rank the 5 roles, including the monster, in order of preference so it can find you a suitable game and relieve the frustration of not getting you the role you want to play as. In the closed beta, I found this to be surprisingly functional, with it failing to grant me my desired role only a couple of times, although I do wonder whether this success rate will be reproducible once the servers are opened up to the public and you end up competing with many more thousands of people over the specific role you want to play.
Nothing can stop my...
The monster is the star of the show. Its huge size and loud, clunky noises make it stand out in the lush scenery of the swamps and jungles, right? Wrong. The ability to crouch and walk through water to disguise footsteps allows the player to actually use stealth as a viable tactic. Take a look at this example. The team have just come out of a fight with the monster. They're using their trusty hound Daisy to track the monster's location, but she just stays put, adamant that the monster is close. This being a beta, the team think of it as a bug or a glitch, only to realise that the monster is lurking right under their noses, hiding and waiting to pounce, behind the very building that they are standing on. This brings me on to some of the useful features integrated to the post-match UI. The match statistics are compared globally, so you can see how you stand compared to the rest of the community, and it also allows you to adapt your playstyle if it highlights any aspect of the class you are not playing to the best of your ability. Another fantastic feature is the inclusion of a map that shows a time-lapse of the various locations of each player as the game progresses. It makes it interesting to see how the match played out and could be used as a method of developing teamwork and tactics if the game were to be played in competitive teams. And that's the crux of it, teamwork. That's what this game revolves around. If even one member of the team fails to perform, it makes it many times more difficult for the match to actually be won. Luckily, if you have no other person to play it with, like myself, the inclusion of an in-game text and voice chat interface on the PC, or Xbox Live and PlayStation Network integration on consoles, partially removes that barrier. Playing as the monster also serves those solo players greatly. In the final release of the game, there will be a solo campaign mode. However, this was not available to play in the beta, so I'm not in any position to talk about how it functions. There's more to Evolve, however. On the surface, it seems to be a very serious teamwork-based shooter with a plethora of systems in place to ensure that the whole thing is as competitive, fair, and balanced as it could possibly be. Under the looking glass, though, we can spot some of the few quirks that the game has. My favourite of which is the personalities of each of the hunters and the interactions that they have with each other before the match and during.
Hank, you still cooking tonight? Oh yeah, nothing like a cookout to wash away the taste of a standard synth paste ration. Any requests?
Just make sure it's dead this time, okay?
What, you didn't like the grilled canyon eel?
Maybe if it stopped moving.
Yes, still it exhibited signs of life.
Great banter.
Now let's talk platform specifics here. I played this beta on the PC and was pleasantly surprised at the quality of the PC port. The controls were simple and easy to rebind, the graphics looked pretty, and it had a decent options menu to accompany that. It also ran beautifully on my system, with my trusty GTX 980 staying cool and quiet whilst running the game and its smooth animations at 60 frames per second plus at all times, which is pretty darn good considering this game is built in the Cry engine, the same one as Crysis. I did find the sound design to be notable, apologies for the pun, as the monsters sounded particularly chilling and long distance noises such as stomping and bird cries sounded incredibly detailed. Positional audio was something I also found to be very well orchestrated, apologies again, making this game look like a great companion for any expensive audio setup out there. We can find in the menus a promising clue to the direction of development that the team at Turtle Rock Studios have been taking towards this game. Look, the multiplayer is listed above the single player, demonstrating that the devs know what is the most important to their audience and proving that they have focused their efforts in the right areas. As much as I have praised this beta, however, Evolve has not convinced me to adjust my buying schedule to accommodate its purchase at launch just yet, and I do still have a couple of worrying thoughts about this title. One of my only complaints is that it feels a little bit too grindy. Unlocking new equipment, perks and skills involves playing as the respective class and earning your typical points. I think it'd be much more interesting if a set of challenges were put in place that had to be completed in order to earn a specific perk. Another concern of mine is the price. Evolve is currently retailing at £35 on Steam and £45 on the console platforms. At the moment we only have details about the one multiplayer game mode and solo campaign mode. Aside from the few variants of class, there really isn't a whole lot that you're going to get in your package. And that brings me on to another issue I have. Pre-order bonuses. Why? We need to stop pre-ordering games so that bonuses like these can be eradicated from the market that entice players into purchasing a product that they don't even know will work when it's finally released. I got burned by pre-ordering Assassin's Creed Unity, and we all know how that game turned out. Aside from the few niggles I have with it, however, in my time playing it, Evolve managed to make my heart pound countless times and provided me with many hours of fun even in the current state that it's in. If you do fall into the trap of pre-ordering, you are likely going to get a well-made premium product that will work at launch due to the fantastic effort of the team behind it working tirelessly to stress test this game ready for all you fans. So what do you make of Evolve? Does it look like something you would enjoy? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Major Meteor, and I'll see you in the next one.